Welcome in, family. If you are new or just passing through my channel, welcome, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. If you're returning, welcome back, squad. Here today to do a collective read. No, this is not a collective reading. Not a collective reading. This is a reading for the sign of Virgo. Happy birthday, Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Today we're going to take a look at Mercury retrograde and the Pisces full moon. We're going to take a look at the lessons and the theme of what you're going to be dealing with. And then we're going to look at what you need to be releasing with the full moon energy. Okay. All right. So the first card we got is not for you. So maybe there's, oops. And then we have unfinished symphony. Not for you, but definitely there's something here that seems to feel like unfinished business. You may not be trusting your intuition, or may not be listening to your intuition at this time with deep knowing in the reverse. Also not going with the flow. You've got some things going on here that I feel like they're related to something from your past that you might be afraid of dealing with, because it kind of feels like something that's been ongoing. It could be repetitive action, but wanting to stop, literally you want it to stop, I feel. But there's also a deep sense of not following your intuition or not trusting it at this time. All right, so let's take a look at the lessons that are being presented to you during Mercury retrograde. What lessons are being presented to Virgo during Mercury retrograde? I think the biggest lesson for Mercurials is usually knowing when and how to communicate. Like the biggest thing my biggest takeaway from Mercury retrograde is always knowing when to stop talking. All right, what lessons being presented to Virgo during Mercury retrograde? Okay. You may be considering or contemplating your commitments, level of commitment. You may be re-examining how you go about commitment in terms of what it looks like, how you approach relationships. Okay. There may be a situation where you may have rushed. I kind of get an energy of like rushing into something without like thinking something completely through. And then maybe it didn't quite work out the way that you expected it to. You might be holding on to a little bit of the disappointment for longer than you should. There's also a sense of loss here where, I don't know, maybe you took some action in the past, or there's action here taken, but as a result of the action being taken, there's loss. Whether it's financial loss, or it could be just a loss of like a whole bunch of invested time and energy. Part of the lesson here is about releasing the energy of disappointment and focusing more on what you've got going on in front of you versus the things that you can't change, about the missteps that you may have taken. Like, you can't change it now, right? You may have jumped in, you may have committed yourself wholeheartedly, and it kind of feels, I don't want to say foolish, but maybe you feel foolish. Okay. Okay. I also get the sense too that you're maybe redefining your commitment to spirit or your spiritual path. With door to spirit here in the Hierophant. This also could be someone, yeah, this kind of feels like now the part of the lesson is having to figure out a new strategy to achieve your goal. Not moving too hasty, you know. Haste makes waste and creates loss. Yeah, listening to your intuition, and maybe that's a thing, deep knowing in reverse. And Goddess of the Moon here, it's kind of like if you had followed your intuition, or if you'd been more grounded. Really, your intuition is really tied into you being grounded. If you're not grounded, you're not going to be able to hear the spirits of the whispers of spirit. Okay, so I kind of feel like you're in this space. You may not have been, you've been being divinely guided, but you might not have been following your intuition. And so therefore, that's where there's loss, this sense of loss and disappointment comes in, is because you didn't, it's almost like kicking yourself after the fact. Okay? All right. How to overcome the perceived obstacle. Yeah, there was something poorly invested. I feel like there's a lot of anxiety here. There's a need here, I feel like, to overcome the obstacle. There's a need to separate from it, or separate from something that you've been committed to, or separate from something that you decided to commit to. It may be a poor investment of time and energy, or may have been a poor investment of time and energy. And there may be something here that doesn't offer any growth or provide you any room for evolution. If you're having any anxiety about it, I would just find a way to ground yourself, okay? Whether this is, you know, meditating, yoga, journal, or something, but you need to ground yourself. I typically ground through movement. I like to listen to music, and I'm dancing around the house all the time, so yeah. You're gonna have to take action though. There's something here you're gonna have to do. Yeah, you can't just, I feel like you think about something nonstop, or maybe you've stopped thinking about it. You know, you're, I don't know, or maybe the thought process is negative, but there's an action that needs to be taken. Again, I feel like in the past, maybe you've taken some hasty action that resulted in a bunch of loss because you didn't listen to your intuition. So if you didn't listen to your intuition, you can't hear or even sense the nudges of spirit trying to get your attention. There may also be a way of thinking that you employ, that you have, that needs to change, like a change in perspective. There may also be a need for you to be honest about how you feel, or be truthful and about how you feel in a situation. Okay? All right. What do you need to release during this Pisces full moon? What do Virgos need to release during this Pisces full moon? Okay. If you've been a petty Betty, if you've been a petty Betty, slow your roll. Yeah. I also get the sense there is some strong energy here of like stuff, things from the past not changing. Something from the past not changing, or someone being very stuck in the past. You could be stuck in the past, or dealing with somebody who's stuck in the past, who doesn't want to change, doesn't want to evolve, has no ambition, doesn't, you know, scary, doesn't want to take any chances or risks. And the thing is that you've got to get out of that. Yeah, see, it's like it's time to heal, and there's a need to heal a situation or heal yourself. Look towards the future. I feel like there's a need for, there is something here about like somebody's stuck in the past and hasn't, and there's like a being stuck in the past with an inability to see the future or to even have hope for the future. I kind of feel like if you've been doing nothing up to this point, it's time to take action. You may also have someone here, like, I want to say a third party. You may have someone here, because the dynamic that I see one person like being very calculating and trying to keep two people apart. Not like a relationship, but just like, and it feels like somebody is trying to keep another person from communicating the truth to someone else. So someone here is trying to purposely put a wedge. It's interesting the way I'm looking at these cards. Somebody here is purposely trying to, I feel like, put a wedge maybe between you and another person. And I feel like they're kind of manipulating things, or they're like mind games and manipulation. One, it's kind of like telling these two different people two different stories about the other person, you know, like trying to start shit. Like there's one person in the middle that's like really creating a bunch of drama in between these two people. It doesn't have to be like a, you know, a love relationship or anything like that. It's just there is a third party here that's trying to create some conflict dynamic here. And it's somebody who's really, really stuck in a past way of thinking, really they don't focus out, you know, they don't look out towards the future. They don't have any hope for the future. Okay, so you may be getting illumination here about the person that is creating the drama. And that's the thing that you need. Yeah, okay, so there's some indecision here. Oh, okay, so there's some indecision about breaking away from a particular community or a group of people, a situation or a group that you've been dealing with. You may be at a crossroad. This feels like you are definitely seeing a situation that maybe you didn't think out all the way through, and the result may be in the fallout, you know, it results in the fallout or disbanding of a group situation. Okay. What steps can you take to prepare for your new moon intentions for the next new moon? What steps can Virgo take to prepare for the next new moon? Okay. Ooh. You are going to have to make some moves, but you're also going to have to take, here's the thing, what you're being guided to do, the steps that you need to take is to observe what's happening around you, number one, okay? Observe, don't speak, just watch. Because there's something coming to light, and the Tower is here and the Devil in the reverse. So there's going to be a release of the connection, of the attachment to this community or situation that you may not see any future with. There's a bunch of loss. People are going to be upset, whatever. When the Tower comes out and it's in reverse, it's one of those things where it's like, it's inevitable. It was bound to happen anyway. Yeah, broken contract in reverse. Yeah, you're going to be walking away from a situation. I believe you're going to make the decision to move away from something and drop it. Yeah. Storm, it's funny. The Tower in the reverse and the storm warning in the reverse, both, it's going to be very, I feel like it's going to come to an end quite abruptly. Like no warning. No warning. So again, this could be a friend group, some type of association. I don't know. I'm not getting family, but it could be anything. Something that you made a commitment to or have been committed to. There is another person here that's trying to create wedges. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like there is going to be some hesitation. There is some attachment here. Okay, but there's an attachment and you don't even, Angel of Love is in reverse. So there's like an attachment here. Something attached, someone or something attached to you that either you don't have any love or affinity for, or doesn't have any love or affinity for you. Yeah. And Dora Romance is in reverse too. So it's kind of like they don't have any love for you. They just want what you bring to the table, which is the cornucopia of abundance. So, yeah, there's that. Okay. What else do we have? Yeah, I kind of feel like you're going to see during this season, during the lesson part of Mercury retrograde for you, you're going to see clearly who and what you should be committing to and who and what commits to you. You're going to see it. I think it's going to be, there's not going to be any doubt in your mind once this comes out. You have a distorted woman here on the board, so you may be dealing with some type of distorted feminine. It doesn't have to be a woman. It could just be a, you know, a really bitchy man. But otherwise, this is distorted feminine energy. Yeah, there may be some hidden information coming out about this woman, this distorted woman. There's some information. Again, it is going to call into question your loyalties. Pay attention to that, okay? Let's grab some Auntie on deck cards for Virgo. Assert yourself, reclaim your power. Consider other options, think outside the box. Ground yourself, go outside barefoot or sit on a patch of grass, because there's definitely some like anxiety energy here. If they wanted to, they would have. The cycle is finally over. You made it, and finally there's mother healing here on the board. Let's grab a couple of shadow reflection cards. Take a fucking nap. You've become self-absorbed and closed off. The answers aren't found outside of yourself. Go within. Go get your life. You've lost sight of your life purpose. You are finally free to live, but afraid to move forward. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave it there. If you'd like to book a personal reading more aligned with your own story, all of my information can be found below in the description box, and my books are always open. If any parts of this resonated for you, if you got some nuggets of clarity, please give the video a thumbs up so we can circulate it to those who need to see the message, all right? I love you guys. Thank you so much for those of you who support the channel with donations and tips. I appreciate all of it. All of it. I love you so much. Until next time, take care.